A very pleasant morning to all of you. Welcome to our YouTube channel Academia Ambala. I am Mrs. Shashi Sharma. Today we will do a poem from the book First Flight, and the name of the poem is Amanda, written by Robin McMcLean. Before we begin the poem, a few lines about the poet Robin Klein. Robin Klein is an Australian author of books for children. Some of her famous books are Hating Alison Ashley, People Might Hear You, etc. She loves small children as, according to her, they represent purest form of love and innocence. Now in the poem Amanda, the poet has expressed the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly pointed at by her mother for making mistakes. The mother considers them mistakes because they are not thought of as a part of good code of conduct as laid out by the society in which we live. Now we begin with the poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. The poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always being ticked off by her mother for her mistakes. The mother asks her why she is biting her nails, which was a bad habit. Then the mother also asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders because the mother wants her to have a right posture. And what is Amanda thinking at that point of time? There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. You must have noted, students, that the above lines are within the brackets. Now, brackets are used to provide more meaning to the phrase here. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, Amanda imagines herself to be in deep green sea and the only resident of the sea. She imagines herself to be like a mermaid, alone and peaceful, being carried away in the water current. Now, the poetic devices used here: metaphor, used of emerald sea for green color; repetition, use of word Amanda; the rhyme scheme AABACCC; alliteration, stop that slouching and sit up straight. S sound is being repeated. The mother further continues: Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to. Clean your shoes, Amanda. Here the poet says the mother is inquiring whether she has done her homework or not. Has she cleaned her room or not? She is also reminded to clean her shoes. Amanda is constantly being nagged by her mother. On the other hand, Amanda is so fed up of the continuous nagging that she starts imagining herself to be an orphan. I am an orphan roaming the streets. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Imagining herself to be without parents, she would have loved to walk freely in the streets. She would have drawn designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly. Amanda's mother wants everything to be neat and clean. But Amanda wants to play in the dust. The little girl is so fed up of the continuous instructions that she says silence is golden and freedom is sweet. Again, her mother warns her, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne? Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Now, in this stanza, Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of her pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. And then she also scolds her for not paying attention to what the mother is saying. Literary device used here: repetition, use of Amanda. But at that moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. If I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Now, Rapunzel was a character from a fairy tale captured by a witch in a tower. The witch used to climb up the tower with the help of the long hair that went down by the window to let the witch in. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel and live in the tower peacefully and quietly, and says that she will never let her hair down and allow anybody to disturb her. Literary device used here is allusion, use of famous fairy tale character Rapunzel. Lastly, the mother says, "Stop sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody. Anyone would think I nagged you, Amanda." The mother now warns her for behaving in a very cold manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will make people think that she was a nagging mother. Literary device used here, alliteration. Stop that sulking. S sound is used here. Repetition again of the word Amanda. Now, children, the central idea of the poem is the poem highlights the curtailment of freedom of children. Although parents are responsible for a proper upbringing of their child, but that should not make a child trapped. Here, Amanda, the little girl, is prepared to be acceptable in the society. Her imagination was not given space, thus making her so angry that she wishes to be an orphan.